Heartland is occupied by Russia, then why is it not a superpower? Okay, so this is about the Mackinder's Heartland theory, which is something which I spoke about, I think, during the last episode of the Indian Interest. So let's take a look at the map and understand what this is. So, according to the British academic geostrategist, whatever you want to call him, Mackinder, according to him, uh, the world island is made up of essentially Eurasia, yes, Eurasia, and the heartland is the region from the Volga to essentially the Yangtze River, which means it is the region that has traditionally been part of the Russian Empire, which was then later the USSR, and which is now mostly Russia. Yes, so this was a theory put forth by Halford Mackinder, who wrote it in an article, I think, in the very early 20th century. So we have the world island, and then you have the interlinked continents of, which is the interlinked continents of Europe and Asia. Uh, you have Africa, and then you have the offshore islands like the British islands, the islands of Japan, and all that. And the outlying islands are North America, South America, and Oceania, which is Australia, and all that. So, according to Mackinder, the pivot area, the most important area in the world, is the heartland, which is from the Volga to the Yangtze rivers, yes, the Himalayas to the Arctic. That part of Eurasia, it is what is currently Russia, more or less. And this region contains about 50% of the world's resources: raw materials, minerals, petroleum products, oil, gas, metals, agriculture, everything you need to indefinitely sustain a nation and a large military. And this heartland is protected by, it is protected from sea power by the ice in the north, this region, and by mountains and deserts in the south. So it is very well protected. And Mackinder said that whoever rules Eastern Europe commands the heartland, and whoever commands the heartland commands the world island, and whoever rules the world island commands the world. So the key to the heartland is Eastern Europe, and the key to Eastern Europe is Ukraine, and that is the source of the conflict that we are witnessing. NATO was trying to expand into Ukraine. Yes. So this is the heartland rimland theory, and there's a rimland theory as well. So China and India are rimland powers, according to this. Yeah. So China is a rimland or rim world powers. Um, so the question is, the heartland is occupied by Russia, so why is it not a superpower? Well, go back 20, 30 years, the USSR was a superpower. Go back a century before that, the Russian Empire was a superpower. It was the major power for the longest time, for a very long time in Europe, until the ascendancy of the British Empire. So it is not enough to simply control the heartland. It is not enough. See, in the heartland, you have access to all the resources. You have access to energy like oil and petroleum products and gas. You have energy. You have access to all kinds of materials. You have lots of great fertile agricultural land, and you have this immense territory. So this is what the heartland gives you, but that's not enough to become a superpower. You need transportation. You need to construct roads, railways. You need all the entire transportation infrastructure. You need the finance network. You need manufacturing. You need supply chains. You need to invest in engineering and technology, in the research and development. You need to invest in world class education system, fundamental scientific research. You need to have a culture of innovation. You need to have a culture of meritocracy. You need the demography needs to be taken care of. There has to be social cohesion. There needs to be pride in the nation and its culture. There has to be a strong national vision. You need a very powerful leadership, strong leadership. You need political stability. And to safeguard all of this, you need a powerful military. That's what makes a superpower. So the United States, for the longest time, it was inhabited by the Native Americans. They did not create a superpower, but the Europeans, the Anglo-Saxons, they conquered the North American continent. They got rid of the natives, more or less, and they created a superpower. So it's not enough to have the territory. You have to build all this on top of the territory. So when this USSR broke up in the 1990s, all that I spoke about was absent. The transportation infrastructure was there, but the finance, the economy became very bad. Right, the political leadership was terrible. Boris Yeltsin, the drunkard. Yeah, there was no political stability. The leadership was weak. Yeah, the economy became it crumbled. When your economy is not strong, you can't have a powerful military, you can't have a great education system, you can't have research and development in science and technology and engineering, in innovation, all those things. So that's what went wrong, and now the Russians are trying to recreate that. So it is not enough to occupy the heartland, you have to build on top of it. You have to create this wonderful top of the line system. Only then will you have the ability to potentially transform yourself into a superpower. I hope that answers the question, Ayush.